Hello everyone. Hi. Hope you guys can see me and hear me clearly. If you can, just give me a thumbs up so that I know that I'm clearly audible and visible. Okay. Welcome Praveen. Welcome Shreya. So in this series of classes, what we have been doing is we have been picking up sets which are helpful to students who are preparing for LR and DI. I'm surprised that we have reached number 13 now. So that means we have covered up around at least 25 to 30 sets already. The recordings for that will be available on my profile on Unacademy. You can download it from there. Alternatively, what you can also do is just download the PDFs. Because if you get the PDFs, you get nearly 90% of what was discussed, because I try to put in as much information as possible in those PDFs. That being said, for some of you who might be attending my class for the first time, my name is Ravi Handa. I have been teaching for CAT for close to 15 years. I've taught at IMS Time Career Launcher. Post that, I started my own website with the name handagafunda.com, through which I taught 20,000 plus students online. Recently, the website was acquired by Unacademy, and since then, I'm taking classes exclusively on Unacademy. That being said, I take a lot of free classes, such as this is essentially a free class for anyone to try out the app. These are known as special classes. I also take a lot of free classes on YouTube. And then there are the paid courses. Now, if you want to know which class is happening when, what the schedule is like, I would recommend that you join my Telegram group. And this is the link for my Telegram group. You can join it from here. You'll get all the necessary information and updates and everything from this particular link. Now, the paid courses on Unacademy are of two categories, the plus category and the iconic category. In the plus category, you get live classes, very similar to this one, but you get them in a structured way. Say, for example, if you are talking about this particular classes, this is episode number 13. Now, episode number 14 is tomorrow. Episode number 12 was more than a week back. So there is a certain order, but you don't know about that in advance. On the other hand, if you are there as a subscriber in one of the paid courses, you will get all the necessary information well in advance, the entire structure, what topic is going to be discussed on what dates, and you will get unlimited access. By that, suppose you want to study from me, I'll be there, but there are, I don't know, 50 other teachers who are also available for CAT. You can attend anyone's classes. In the iconic plan, you get personalized guidance as well, which might come in handy if you're facing, if you need someone to clarify concepts with, discuss doubts, most importantly, form a study plan or an exam strategy. That is where the iconic plan, which provides you with 1:1 live mentorship, becomes really, really useful. So in the 6-month plan is something that I recommend for CAT 21, which is for 16,400. You can use the coupon code HANDA. That will give you a 10% off on that. The iconic plan is for 12 months, and I would recommend this for CAT 22. Couple of reasons. A, the one-on-one mentorship which is there in the iconic one, that will really help you over a long period, because you'll be able to plan your preparation, keep discussing stuff with your mentor and stuff. Secondly, you get 3 additional months free with it. Now, what happens with 3 additional months is, your course will, effectively valid till the CAT 22 exam. And this one is available for 39,500. Once again, you can use the coupon code HANDA and get 10% off on the sale. Good evening, Arpit. Hi, Yash, I think तुमने class थोड़ी सी late join की, मैं यही बता रहा था. I started handagafunda.com I think in 2012, तो 10 साल होने को आ गए तो. So, if you guys are ready and want me to start the discussion around the questions, give me a thumbs up. However, if there is any generic query that you have with respect to CAT preparation, what needs to be done, please let me know. I'll be happy to answer your queries. Glad to hear that, Yash. Please provide positive feedback at the end of the class. That's what matters rather than comments here. Obviously, the comments make me feel happy, no doubt about that. The positive feedback at the end allows me to take more courses on Unacademy. For example, since Yash and Arpit, both of you are subscribed, if you go to my profile, you should be able to see an upcoming course that I am taking. Let me see if I can find that out. So I'm taking a course on arithmetic in the month of September. I don't think it is live yet, or maybe I'm not able to, share the link with you. Yes, so you can find the arithmetic course. I think it's starting from the 1st of September. I'll figure out the link for it in a little while and give it to you as well. Then, so let's start off with the questions. The figure given below depicts the distribution network of Kamul Dairy. Milk is transported. So where is the figure? Okay, this is the figure, has some numbers. I don't quite understand this. Let's see. Hopefully, I'll understand it as we go forward. Milk is transported from the dairy D to the company-owned outlets MNO PQR through a series of pipelines. So MNO PQR, so it is being transferred from the dairy to all of these positions. The arrows show the direction of flow in the pipeline, and the number above each outlet denotes the requirement at that particular outlet. Okay, so N requires 900, P requires 300. So this is how the requirement is structured at all of these places. Fair enough. Then milk is pumped to an outlet only when the requirement is met at the preceding outlet. Okay. So suppose, you send 1000 liters on this route. 900 will get consumed here and 100 goes forward. 900 was consumed here and 100 goes forward. Okay. What if 800 comes here? Then all 800 will get consumed, nothing will go forward. You cannot do this. You cannot do that, okay, out of 800, 400 you consume here and 400 you send forward. That is not allowed. So only the excess flow which comes in, only that you are allowed to send forward. Are you okay with that? That only the excess over the requirement will be allowed to be sent to the next outlet. Then, that being said, the maximum capacity of the pipeline connecting the dairy and the outlets is 1200 liters. So max that you can send from D to M is 1200. And that of pipeline connecting any two outlets is 600. So the max you can send from M to P is 600. Okay. The slack in the pipeline is defined as the extra flow required to bring the pipeline to full capacity. So suppose from P to R you are sending 200 liters. From P to R, suppose you are sending 200 liters, then what is the slack? Can you tell me? If P to R you are sending 200 liters, what is the slack from P to R? 115, no Shreya. What is the capacity from P to R? The capacity is 600. You are sending 200. That means the slack is 400. So capacity minus whatever is being transferred, that is essentially the slack. The dairy pumps sufficient milk to fulfill the requirement at all the outlets. Okay. So the dairy pumps how much? 200 and 900, 1100 and 800 is 1900. 1900 and 300 is 2200. and 450 and 350. So that is 800, 3200. I got confused myself. Hold on. 9 and 8, 17 and 3, 20, 220 and 222, 22 and 800. So the total that it pumps out is 3000. Are you guys okay with the information here? Is there, I'll just repeat the important part of the information. The important part of the information is that DM, DN, DO, all of them will transfer anything up to 1200. Up to 1200 they can transfer. MP, NQ, OQ, OR, PQ, PR, QR will transfer less than or equal to 600. That's the max that they will transfer. And slack is defined as whatever is the capacity minus the actual flow. That is defined as the slack. Are you guys okay with these values? Please give me a thumbs up if you're okay with the fundamentals of the question. These are the fundamentals of the question. Now, let's see what is the question. What is the maximum possible slack that can exist in the pipeline connecting O and R? So O and R, I want slack to be maximum. If I want slack to be maximum, that means I will want the flow to be minimum. So how do I minimize the flow? To minimize the flow, what I need to do is I need to fulfill all of them and send the least here. And sell the least here. How do I actually do that? What is the process that I follow for something like this? So what I do is, I will send the maximum possible on all of them. So suppose I send 1200 here, 200 will get consumed. If 200 will get consumed, 1000 goes here. Sorry, 1000 cannot go because what is the capacity? The max capacity is 600, which means I cannot sell 1200 from D to M. So what is the max that I can send from D to M? 800 is the max that I can send from D to M, so that M to P will be 600. Do you guys agree with this? Now, from the remaining 600, from the remaining 300 gets consumed here, 300 is left. Now 300 you can send to Q, 300 you can send to R. It is your wish. It is your wish. I will decide where to send that 300. Let me just see what happens in the other parts. So D to N, I send 1200, 900 gets consumed, 300 comes here. So 300 gets consumed at Q, hypothetically. 300 gets consumed at Q, hypothetically, and nothing goes from Q to R unless it is coming from P. Unless it is coming from P. Okay, so what I'll do is, what I will do is that out of this 300, I will send all 300 here. If I send all 300 here, how much will go? 600 is coming in. 150 will go from here to here. Now, I send 1200 here. I send 1200 here. And 800 gets consumed. Now 400 is left. How much more do I need at R? I need only 200 more at R. Or wait. What is my total requirement? My total requirement is 3000. Out of that 3000, I've already sent 2000. So how much will I send from D2O? I will send only 1000 from D2O. 800 gets consumed. The remaining 200 I will send here, comes to Q, goes here, and 200 plus 150 goes till here. So what flows from O to R? The minimum flow from O to R is 0. The minimum flow from O to R is 0. So the slack maximum from O to R is how much? The maximum slack that we can have from O to R is 600 minus 0, which is 600. Are you guys okay with this distribution? Let me add, this is not the only possible distribution. Let me add, this is not the only possible distribution. There are other distributions also which are possible. For example, what you could have done was that the 300 which is left here, you send the entire 300 this way. You send the entire 300 this way. So nothing comes here. Now 300 comes here, 200 comes here, 450 gets consumed. 50 goes from this route, comes to R. Still, the minimum flow that I'm getting from O to R is 0. So I'm not saying that this is the only solution or the only diagram possible. This is one of the solutions where the flow from A to R is minimum, and that minimum flow is indeed 0. Are you guys okay with this minimum flow? Arpit is the one who had sent this as a doubt, so I'll wait for Arpit's confirmation. Arpit, you are saying there is a flow from O. There could be a flow from O, I'm not denying it, but my goal is to find out maximum slack from O to R. To maximize the slack from O to R, I will minimize the flow in O to R, and the minimum flow that I'm getting is 0. Arpit, can you just type a yes or an okay so that I can go to the next question based on the same concept? Okay. Next one. Due to a technical problem, if the pipeline connecting N and Q cannot be used. Okay. So I will, clear this. The pipeline connecting N and Q cannot be used. So this is not used. If this is not used, then D to N will be 900 only. D to N will be 900 only to satisfy N. And what can be the maximum from D to N? We already checked that on D to M, the maximum is 800. Because if I put more than 800, M to P, the capacity was 600, goes till capacity. 300 is left for these two. Now, D2O, the maximum is 1200. 800 gets consumed here. So 400 is left for these two. 300 was left for these two. Whichever way you split it. What is it that the total of Q plus R are going to get? They're going to get 300 from P. They are going to get 400 from O. So the total they are going to get is 700. So the total that they are going to get is 700. Q plus R max flow that they can get is 300 from P, 400 from O. So the max flow they can get is 700. Requirement is Q has 450, R has 350. So my requirement is 800. So what is my deficit? Whatever is my requirement minus whatever is the maximum flow that I can get, which is 100. Are you okay with this? Okay. Let us look at the next one. If the requirement at R increases by 3/5, so what is my requirement at R? My requirement at R is 350. If it increases by 3/5, so 350 into 3/5 is 70 into 3 or 210, which means the requirement at R becomes 560. So requirement at R is 350 plus 3/5 of 350. It has become 560. Then the demand deficit at PQOR put together. Okay. So now what will be the demand deficit? Let us try and maximize the flow, because our goal is now to minimize the deficit. So 800 goes here, 600 comes here. These two combined will be 300. 1200 comes here, 300 comes here, 1200 comes here, 400 comes here. Now I have to find out the minimum deficit at the deficit at PQOR. What is the deficit at P? Nothing. P is getting its full supply. The deficit at Q, O and R, first of all, now what is the requirement at QOR? Because you know Q and okay, the deficit at P is 0. The deficit at O is also 0. So the deficit, if any, will be only at Q and R. What is the requirement at Q and R? At Q, the requirement is 450. At R, it is 560. So 450 plus 560, which is 1010. This is my requirement. And what is the flow incoming to Q and R? From P, it is 300. From N, it is 300. And from O, it is 400. So my total flow incoming is 300 plus 300 plus 400, which is 1000. My requirement is 1010. So what is my deficit? My deficit is 1010 minus 1000, which is 10. D altogether can give 3000. Nowhere does it say that D altogether can give 3000. D will supply, that was the original case when the requirement was not met. The dairy pumps sufficient milk to fulfill the requirement at all outlets. So if the requirement goes up, the dairy can obviously, increase its outflow. 3000 was the original value that we had found out based upon the original diagram, that the maximum in that case was 3000. Now it can obviously go up. Because nowhere, see, like they have said, what they have said is pipelines are 1200, the original dairy to outlet. The pipelines for between two outlets are 600. So those limits are hard, as in those limits are fixed. You cannot mess around with those limits because those are actual numbers that are given to you. But here, it is given that whatever is the requirement, we'll fulfill the requirement. So this will be 10. Now, if the pipeline connecting N and Q is carrying only half its capacity, okay, N and Q is carrying only half its capacity, that means NQ is carrying 300. If NQ is carrying 300, that means DN is carrying 1200. Now, Archie, now you can say that my total has to be 3000. Or could be lesser if there are any pipeline restrictions, or it could be lesser, but now you can say that the total has to be 3000. Then the pipeline connecting which two other points can also have a 50% slack. Now, which of the others can have a 50% slack? I think we need options for this because we might get multiple answers. Now we need to satisfy everything. So Q needs 150 more, first of all. So D2M, this will be less than equal to 800. This will be less than equal to 600. These two combined will be less than equal to 300. Then D2O will be less than equal to 1200. Then these two combined will be less than equal to 400. These are my max limits. Let's try to figure out the lower limits as well. Now, what is the minimum that it needs to send? See, the minimum that it needs to send is definitely 500 for these two. 500 for these two. How much do I need for these? 800 I need for these. 400 is coming from here. Sorry, 300 is coming for here. So these two still need. So Q and R still need 500 more. Q and R still need 500 more. Out of those 500, 400 can come from here, and a minimum of 100 needs to come from here. If a minimum of 100 needs to come from here, a minimum of 400 needs to come from here. So D2M, the minimum is 600. Are you guys okay with these values? I'll just quickly repeat what I've done here is the red case is, a normal standard scenario. If 1200 comes, then 400 comes here. Now, for Q and R, there is still, once this 300 has come in, Q and R still has a requirement of 500. So how is this 500 going to be completed? To complete this 500, if 400 comes from here, then 100 comes from here. On the other hand, if 300 comes from here, then 200 comes in these two from here. If 200 comes in these two from here, then the minimum that needs to come through here is 1000. Is 1000. Are you guys okay with all the ranges that I have given? Arpit, are you sure this question did not have options? Arpit, because it looks like a question which will need options, because see, now D2M is, see, if it's in the MOS, then it has to have options because it's not a number, it's a pipe. So for DM, we have got 600 to 800 as my range out of 1200. So DM can be at 50%. So DM can be at 50% if it is at 600. MP minimum 400, so it cannot be. DO minimum 1000, it cannot be. OQ, OR are between 200 to 400, and PQ, PR are between 100 to 300. So PQ and PR are between 100 to 300, and OQ and OR are between 200 to 400. If they are there in the options, then I will check if 50% is possible for them or not. But very clearly for DM, for dairy to M, for D to M, definitely 600 is possible out of a total of 1200. So that has to be the answer. Arpit, I understand it was in the mocks. You didn't have options in the mocks? Because I believe this should have some options. Otherwise, without options, options were there. Nah? So I think DM would be the answer in case the options are there. So this is a type of, I'll not say it's a very popular type, but a couple of times questions like this have been asked in the exam. And this is a question that you should attempt because the calculations are not that difficult. You just need to put in the values. It might take a little bit of time the first time you are doing it, but I believe that once you have understood the concept involved, then these questions should not be on the difficult side. So Arpit and everyone else, if you guys are okay with this, please give me a thumbs up so that I can go to the next question. Are you guys fine with this? Should I go to the next question? Arpit and others? Are you guys even able to hear me? Hello? Okay. Okay. Statement था, diagram बना था उसमें. Okay. I'll check that. Arpit. Now, there are multiple batches and multiple courses that we are starting for CAT 21, for CAT 22, and for Maharashtra CET. So I would recommend that you guys please go ahead and join any of these batches. When you do, please remember to use the coupon code HANDA. And what I did was, in the meantime, I also found out the link for the arithmetic course that I'm starting from the 1st of September. So for those of you who are already, enrolled at arithmetic, an academy, you can join my arithmetic course at this link. So Arpit, Yash, if you guys can just click and see if the link is opening properly or not, because I don't know, it's not visible on my public profile, but it is indeed visible on my profile here. So you guys can join it from this link. Let me go ahead to question number 2. The diagram shows it's a very similar concept. Once again, Arpit had shared this with me, and I thought that let me wrap up both the questions which are of the similar type on the same day. The following diagram shows the network of pipelines carrying industrial waste from P. I'm not going to try to even pronounce the Malayali names. From P, I'm assuming that these are Malayali names. I'm not sure. Maybe Tamil as well. I am as bad a North Indian as it gets. I'm ashamed of it. Not enough experience. So from P to A, M, K, A, N respectively. Okay, from P to A, K, M, N, A, and Nayapur. Each recycling plant has a certain capacity for recycling of industrial waste, which is exactly met. Okay, so there is no additional excess which is coming. The capacity at AD is 600 units. M is 800 units. K is 500 units. A is 900 units. And Nayapur is 450 units. So what is my total? That's the first thing that I am interested in. My total is 600 and 500 is 1100. 1100 and 800 is 1900. 1900 and 900 is 2800 and 450. So my total is 3250. Okay. The arrow indicates the direction of the flow. The maximum capacity is 2000 units. So the maximum that can go is 2000 units. So if the maximum that can go is 2000 units, what is the minimum that you need from P to A? The minimum that you need is the 600 plus 800. So the minimum you need for this is 1400, and from 1400 to, let's say, 2000 is what you can send here, because if you send 1400 here or 2000 here, that will define. So for this, it will be minimum if you send, so 800. What is the maximum that you can send? 2000. So 800 to 1400 comes here. So 0 to 600 will come at this route. If 0 to 600 will come at this route, how much do you need in the last two positions? How much do you need at the last two positions? 1350? 1350? So if you need 1350 here, and if 600 you are getting from here, the minimum that you need on this particular route is going to be 750. That's the minimum. And the maximum that you are going to need on this particular route is, if this is 0, so then this will be 1350, so that it can satisfy both of them, which means this one is 500 above this, so 1250 to 1850. Since there were not many flows, I have figured out the minimum and the maximum range for all of them. This will always be 450. This will always be 450 because it just needs to satisfy the flow at Naya Pool. Arpit and everyone else, are you guys okay with the ranges that I have written for the various routes? Arpit, which value are you not okay with? Let me just repeat the entire thing. Okay. From P to A, you will need to satisfy A and M, both of them. That is the minimum. From P to A and M, you will need to satisfy at least these two. So that is the minimum that you need. What is the maximum that you need? 2000 is the maximum that you can take. Now out of that, 600 gets consumed here. So how much will flow from A to M? Arpit, can you tell me the value for A to M? If 600 gets consumed here, if 1400 came, 600 got consumed, 800 was left. If 2000 came, 600 got consumed, then 1400 is left. What about M to A? If 800 came, all 800 got consumed, so 0. Maximum 1400 minus 800, 600 is the maximum. Now till here, I hope all of you are okay. Now, if suppose I send 500 here, 500 gets consumed. If I send 0 here, will that work? No, that will not work because I need 1350 for these two. So 0 here will not work. How much do I need here? I cannot predict what I need here until and unless I know what is coming from M to A. If 0 is coming from M to A then the entire requirement for AN and Naya pool has to be satisfied by this route. So 1350 should come into, if 0 here, then 1350 here. If 600 here, then 750 here. So it can be anything from 750 to 1350. Arpit, I'm not even talking about slack. I'm not even talking about slack. I'm talking about the range. I'm talking about the range. What value can flow from K to A and from A to M? From M to A, that is the max theoretical upper limit. That is the theoretical, that is the capacity of the pipe. That is not the max flow. Please understand that there is a difference between max flow and the capacity. The capacity is 2000, but you don't need 2000 to satisfy A and M. You only need 750 or any value between 750 to 1350 to satisfy A and N. Are you okay with this? Can I go ahead? Okay. So this is 750 to 1350. 500 must have been consumed here, which means this value would have been 1250 to 1850, because if from this 500 got consumed, you were left with 750 and 1350. Let us now have a look at the questions which are given. What is the maximum possible slack in the K and A line? K and A line, the flow is 750 to 1350. I want slack to be maximum. That will be capacity minus flow minimum. See, capacity is a constant at 2000. My minimum flow is 750. So this comes out as 1250. Are you okay with this, Arpit? Then, if the pipeline connecting K and A has a slack of 800, so if this K to A has a slack of 800, that means how much is flowing? That means 1200 is flowing here. I'll draw the diagram again. So I have P, A, M, A, N, N, K and AN. I'm given K to AN is 1200. This is 900 and this is 450. Now, if 1200 is coming here for 900 and 450, that means 150 should come from here. 150 should come from here. Only then this will come in. My total requirement of 900 and 450 will be met. So 1200 is here. That means P to K, because K was 500, must have been 1700. $500 got consumed, 1200 came here. Now this is 150. How much were the values at A and M? 600 and 800? So P to A should be how much? 600 went here, 800 went here, and 150 was still left. That means P to A should have been 600 for A plus 800 for M plus 150 is the surplus which is needed. So that comes out to be 1550, which is not there in the options. So none of these will be my answer. Arpit, you okay with these values? Then, what is the minimum slack in, so slack minimum will be capacity minus flow maximum. Capacity is 2000. What is the flow from M to A? From M to A, it is 0 to 600. So which value will I take? I will take the maximum possible value, which is 600. So I will get the slack as 1400. Then, if the capacity at Naya pool alone is increased such that the total slack in all pipelines is minimum. So let me draw the diagram again. So from P, A, M, AN, N, K. So all others are at old values. What were the old values? 600, 800, 900. K was 500. Now my goal is to minimize the slack. That means maximum flow possible. So let me try with maximum flow. What can happen? 2000 goes here, 2000 goes here, 600 will get consumed. So 1400 will go here, 800 will get consumed. So 600 will go here, 1500 will come here. Now, so 1500 and 600 is 2100, from which 900 gets consumed here. That means the capacity of N has been increased to 1200 and 1200 flows here. Are you guys okay with these values? Another way of quickly getting this 1200 would have been, what is the total for these four? 6 and 5 is 11, 1100 and 900, 800 is 1900, 1900 and 900 is 2800. Max that can come out is 4000. These four are adding up to be 2800. That means how much is left? 1200 is left. So N should be 1200. Then I'm asked for the slack of all the pipes combined. So let's check the slack. What are all my pipes? PA, PK, AM, M to AN, K to AN, and AN to N. Are these all my pipes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Very clearly, PA and PK have zero slack because they are at full capacity. AM is 2000 minus 1400. So this is 600. M to AN, this is 600. This is 1400. K to AN is 2000 minus 1500. 500. AN to N flow is 1200. 2000 minus 1200 is 800. So what is my grand total? 600 and 1400 is 2000 and 1300. So this is 3300, which is given to me as option C. So I hope you guys are okay with this as well. What I've done is, both of these questions, this one as well as the previous one, were quite similar, but I wanted to discuss them because a student had sent these to me as a doubt. And just a reminder, if any of you are facing issues with any questions, any difficulty, any type, what you can also do is you can send me your doubts on hkfdoubt@gmail.com, and I promise I will pick them up in an upcoming class. As long as it is relevant for CAD, I'll do that. So please do this, that if you get stuck with any idea, any concept, anything that you are struggling with, please send it across to me and I will pick it up in an upcoming class. Oh, there is one more question, I'm sorry. Due to a snag that developed in the pipeline from P to A, the maximum capacity of that pipeline fell by 20%. So P to A, the maximum capacity fell. So A was 600, A to M was 800, AN was 900, N was 450, K was 500. Now we are given the maximum capacity of that pipeline fell by 20%. So this became, maximum became 600. So if you remember in my original diagram, I said 1400 to 2000, 1400 to 2000, instead of 1400 to 2000, if it has fallen by 20%, so this will become 1400 to 1600. If this becomes 1400 to 1600, this becomes from 800 to 1000. If this becomes from 800 to 1000, this becomes from 0 to 200. If this becomes 0 to 200, then these need 1350. These need 1350. So this will need a minimum of 1150 and a maximum of 1350. So that's what I'll do here. And then PK has to be 500 higher. So 1650 to 1850. So these are my various possible values, because this will always be 450. It will get satisfied. What is the slack in the pipeline connecting K and AN? So my flow is in the range 1150 to 1350, which means my slack will be 2000 minus 1150 is 850 and 2000 minus 1350 is 650. So it can be any value from 650 to 850. I have 800 in the options also. I have 850 in the options also. And that is why it will be cannot be determined. Okay. Arpit, that's my job. Please provide positive feedback at the end of the class. That way I will be able to take more classes. So just a reminder, so Unacademy has also started a campus ambassador program, and you guys can check that out on the Unacademy app. Let's look at one more question. This one deals with LR. Simple question. I like questions like these where conditions are given. I need to satisfy these given conditions. And if I'm able to satisfy these given conditions, I'll be able to arrange it. So please try this out. There are 10 employees, C, B, D, G, F, C, J, P, K, H, okay? In a building that has 6 floors, 1 to 6, lowest to highest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Each floor is occupied by at least one of the 10 employees. Okay, so if each of them has at least one, then some of them will have 2, some of them will have 3, and so on. We are also given Fx represents the number of employees living on floor X. F1 is equal to F6. So whatever is the value of F1, that is equal to F6 and not equal to F3. F2 is equal to F5 and Fx is not equal to Fx plus 1. Okay. So now let's see what is possible. F1 is equal to F6, F2 is equal to F5. That essentially means, suppose I take this as 1 and I take this as 2. So 1 and 1, 2 and 2, and the minimum here is 1, 1. What is the total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That will not work. Acha, F1 cannot be F3. F1 cannot be F3. Okay, even before that. Yes, I have an idea. Suppose I take this as X and I take this as Y. Then this is X, this is X, this is Y, this is Y. This is some value which is not equal to Y. This is some value which is not equal to X because it is not equal to F1 and F3. This is some value which is not equal to Y. So this has to be a third value which is Z. Which means minimum in this, there will be someone which is 1, someone which is 2, and someone which is 3. I don't know who is what. I don't know who is what, but Fx, if I just take these two, so 2x plus 2y, even if we take these as the bare minimum, has to be less than equal to 8. So twice of x plus y, if I take that as 8, then if I take x as 1, y as 2, 1 and 2, and I take z as 3, will that work? Yes. So the point that I'm trying to make is that x and y have to be 3. X plus y has to be 3 because if I make x plus y as 4, then this will not work. Are you guys okay with the idea? What I'm trying to say is I need at least 3 values. And I have twice of x plus y. So the minimum value of twice of x plus y is greater than equal to 6 and is less than equal to 10 because if I take 2 plus 3. The point that I'm trying to make is that x plus y has to be equal to 6. Why am I saying that? Because if I make these as 6, if I make these as 10, nothing is left for these two. If I make these as 8, if I make these two circles as 8, then it has to be 1 and 1 here. Then it has to be 1 and 1 here, which is not possible. Why can't both of these be 1, 1? Both of these cannot be 1, 1 because out of x and y, if this is 2 and this is 1, these two become equal, which is not allowed. If this is 1 and this is 2, then these two become equal. That is also not allowed. So do you guys agree with me that these values of x plus y, they original possibilities were 6, 8 and 10, but 8 and 10 are now eliminated. So x plus y has to be 6. Are you guys okay with the idea that x plus y has to be 6? Hi guys, can you see me, hear me? Please let me know. Hello, are you guys okay with this? What I've done on the screen? Okay. So what I've determined is that x and y have to be 1 and 2. That means z has to be 3. Because that was the different value. So I know that there are 3 people here. Now 1 here, 2 here, that I don't know. 1, 1, 2, 2. That combo I do not know. So, another thing that I know is, so if this comes as 3 here, these two combined is 3. These two combined is 3. This itself is 3, which means fourth has to be 1. Fourth has to be 1. Because these two combined have to be 4. These two combined have to be 3. These two combined have to be 3. Now, if this is 1, consecutive cannot be same. So 5 has to be 2. If 5 is 2, we are given F2 equal to F5. So this is also 2. 6 is 1 and this is 1. So after so much of manipulation, I have done the first part of the question, which essentially tells me how many people are there at each of the positions. Are you guys okay with this? How many people are there at each of the positions? Then let's check the rest of it. Dinesh works on a higher floor as compared to Kapoor, Janardhan and Harendra, but lower floor as compared to Cheteshwar. So Dinesh has at least 3 people below him, which is CJH, and has definitely Cheteshwar I am representing with C dash above him. So Dinesh cannot be on the first position, cannot be on the second position, can be third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Could be any. No, he cannot be on the 6th position as well. So Dinesh can effectively be on 3rd, 4th or 5th. Dinesh can be effectively on 3rd, 4th and 5th from the first statement. Both Cheteshwar and Bantuklal work on the floor that is immediately above the floor on which Krish works, which means C dash and H are directly above the floor of K. I also know that they have to be above D, or maybe D is a combo here. Maybe it is K and D somewhere. I do not know. I'm confused. That K and D, there can be a floor between them. K and D can be a floor between them. And then I have C, J, H, Cheteshwar and Bantuklal. So this is C dash and B here. Okay. Now, if this was 3, 4, 5, then this was 4, 5, 6. Now, please note, if C dash and B are on the same floor, 4 has only one person, 6 has only one person. That means, where are C dash and B? Where are C dash and B? They cannot be at 4, they cannot be at 6. So the only position for C dash and B is 5. If C dash and B are 5, K has to be here. K has to be at the 4th one. If K is at the 4th one, he cannot be combined with Dinesh. So Dinesh is here. And then I know C, J, H are at the bottom 3. C, J, H are at the bottom 3. Are you guys okay with the arrangement that I've done till here? For C, J, H, K, D. Who is left? Gotia and Pankaj work on the same floor. So where can G and P go? Now the only position left for G and P when they are on the same floor is this. If G and P are on the same floor, who is left? Flangovan is the only person who is left. So F comes at the top. Okay. Number of employees who work on the floor on which J works is equal to the one on which Ilangovan, was it Flangovan or Ilangovan? Let me consider this as E. So J has the same number of employees as E. That means single employee. So J comes here, C and H come here. And this is effectively my final arrangement. I hope you guys are okay with the final arrangement that I have made. And if you guys are okay with the final arrangement that I have made, let's go ahead and check the questions. Dinesh works on which floor? Dinesh works on which floor? Dinesh works on floor 3. Who works on floor 4? K works on 4th floor. What is the difference between the number of employees who work on floor 3 and 5? Floor 3 has 3 people, floor 5 has 2 people. So that is 1. Who among the following works on floor 6? Okay, the options are not given for this, but clearly it's E who works on floor 6. Are you guys okay with this? So once again, I think this is the last question that we have for today. I hope you guys learned something from today's class. You guys enjoyed today's class, especially these flow and slack diagrams, because these are important for your preparation. The idea is, you know, it's unlikely that a similar question will come in the CAT exam. But the benefit of doing this is that now if a similar question comes, you will be able to attempt it. The problem with these questions is if you are doing it for the first time, it seems very, very difficult. But when you do it for the second time, it seems very simple. And that is why it is important to practice more and more different type of sets. And that is why I continue to take these series on must-do LRDI sets. On Unacademy, if you are an enrolled student, you have an Ask a Doubt feature where you can click a picture, send it to us. Either me or someone from our team would clarify. If you're planning to enroll, please remember to use the coupon code HANDA. If there are any doubts that you have, please send me an email on hkfdoubt@gmail.com. And once the class ends, I request you once again to please provide positive feedback. Yes, Arpit, your counting is right. Less than 100 days are left. After some days, less than 50 will be left. After some days, less than 5 will be left. That is how time works. But I assume, jokes apart, I assume you are asking that what you should do. Nothing else. I don't really think pressure is going to make any difference. See, Arpit, I don't want to encourage you or discourage you, but please remember in CAT, you know, your practice, your studies, your preparation can take you to your best level. So your goal can never be, I want to get 99 percentile or I want to get 80 percentile. Your goal should be, I need to do my best. And to do your best, you need 4 hours of serious preparation every day from today. And this is not just for Arpit, this is for anyone who is watching or attending this class. Your goal should be to, study 4 hours a day from today. And if you are able to do that, trust me, you will get a good score. You will get whatever best college you are suited for. So don't worry about, okay, I don't know quant, I don't know geometry, I am not able to solve RC or LR or DI questions. Forget about all of that. Try to do your best. Try to study for 4 hours every day and roll the dice and see what happens. And on that note, I would like to end today's class. Once again, I would request you to please provide positive feedback at the end. Bye everyone. Bye Arpit. Bye Shri.